Can somebody tell me what is confidence? When you have confidence in somebody?
Quite sure.
Hey? Believing?
Quite sure.
Make sure. Trust Him. Any of you got confidence in God? You're nodding, but you're in a situation that you aren't happy with, and you've asked God to help you, and nothing is happening. So how can you have confidence in God? No, but you've asked Him for other things. You've asked Him, bless my child, or heal my child is sick, or I've lost my job, give me another job, and you're still sitting at home without a job.
Otherwise, he's waiting for the chance to come.
There's basic things of where we are to learn about confidence in God. The first thing is that we have to know about the truth of God. And the truth is, John explains it here in 1 John 5. I want to go first back to verses 9. It says, we accept man's testimony, but God's testimony is greater, because it is the testimony of God which He has given about His Son. Anyone who believes in the Son of God has the testimony in his heart. Anyone who does not believe God has made him out to be a liar, because he has not believed the testimony of God has given about His Son. And this is the testimony: God has given us eternal life, and this eternal life is in His Son. He who has the Son has life. He who does not have the Son of God does not have life. We don't believe, many of us don't believe this. We don't believe in the Son. We don't believe that through the Son we have eternal life. We don't believe that He died for us, and through His death we received everlasting life, if we believe it. So now you are doubting that. So if you are doubting that, God tells us, if you are doubting that, just that first point, all the rest, how do you want faith, or how do you want to have confidence in Him that He's going to do what you ask Him to do? That's the first thing. In verse 13 it says, I write these things to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, so that you may know that you have eternal life. In 14 it says, this is confidence that we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. Now we are saying we want confidence in God, we want to trust Him that He will do what we ask Him to do, but what we are always doing is we are placing our plans, or God's plans, according to our plans. We don't make plans according to God's plans. We want what we want. And the biggest problem we have is that in the first place we haven't committed to God, to saying that I believe your Son came to die for my sins. In the second place, you have not made the commitment to God either. And that commitment is to follow His commandments. We live in sin, and you know what, this has come out in the last couple of messages. We live in sin, but we still want God to help us. I can tell you now, if you align the way you have your life, and you align your prayers with God's will, and you listen to what He tells you, you can be certain that He's going to listen to you. Many times I've sat in my chair and I've wondered, why isn't this working, or why isn't that happening? And I tell you what, it's just about immediately, because I've actually asking myself, but I'm also asking God, why isn't this happening? And just about immediately something will come up in my mind stating, but you know what, Wayne, you remember you did that thing? Remember you gave David a clap? Or whatever the case might be. You know, there's certain things that you do in your life that you think that you're going to do, or you are doing right, and you need God's blessing, but there's so many things that you are just doing, and not unintentionally, intentionally. Because a lot of the things that are unintentional, we don't think that we're doing it. In other words, you're making a mistake by not really knowing you're making a mistake. But the things that you know that you are making a mistake with, correct it. I can't tell you why am I repeating myself in different ways, or the message is repeating itself in the different ways that we've heard over the past couple of weeks. But I can tell you, if you are listening and something is telling you, then God is telling you something. And maybe if you want to come right with God, maybe just correct those things that are wrong in your life.